Jackson on Clay, who goes and strikes the deal, Jackson says, using a biblical reference, "So you see, the Judas of the West has closed the contract with the devil and will receive the 30 pieces of silver. His end will be the same." Then he says, "Was there ever such a barefaced corruption in any country?" So now the people are outraged. And what we have is we have a rematch in 1828. Jackson runs against John Quincy Adams. And the 1828 election, everyone, is potentially the most important in America's history. I would argue that it was by far the ugliest election in American history. This fall might give it a run for the money, and I think the 2012 presidential election may make this second worst. But this was the ugliest election. Jackson's supporters viewed John Quincy Adams not as his excellency, but his fraudulency. They called him in shock that he was the son of a president, if you can imagine such a thing. The son of a president being elected president. King John II, they called him. And of course, Jackson was the wife thief. They also called Jackson's mother a common prostitute, and Jackson's wife was Lady Adulteress, or the whore. Rachel Jackson, here's a picture of Jackson's wife. Rachel Jackson had aged very poorly. She gained an unhealthy amount of weight, had heart problems. She became very judgmental and bitter over all these scandals. She was extremely religiously devout. So the idea of her being a whore, grated on her nerves even more than we would potentially expect. She says that the enemies of the general have dipped their arrows in poison and sped them at me. So she was just a source of being beaten up during the election. Jackson wins in 1828. A huge outpouring of the public, and Jackson takes out John Quincy Adams. He wins.